What up? What up? Come on in. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Kenneth, I see you. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Yeah. April, I see you in here. Nico, what up? What up? What up? The Maze. That's good. That's good. Top dog, what it do? Everybody, come on in, come on in. Tonight, I really want to talk to you. I got to talk to you tonight. Tonight, it just means so much. It seems like if I don't talk to you tonight, I'll never get this off my chest, and I have to get it off my chest. Look, do me a favor if you would. Would you hit that airplane and let's share this conversation with a few people? Go into the Slack and go into the groups and tell them Jay's on live and Jay wants to talk to the bullies and to the family. Come on. I need you to do that for me. Taryn, I see you. Trades the win. What's good? What's good? Kamisha, what's up? What's up? It's very good to see you. The realty folks in the house. The real Janina, what's up? What's up? Everybody, family, is good to see you. DJ Anik, what's good? Rosie, I see you. I see you. Yeah. Come on into the room because I have some things that I want to get off my chest. Garen Flowers, what's good? What's good, baby? Jay Ford, tonight it won't be long, but it's going to be powerful. And I ask just your patience with me as I get some of this stuff off my chest. And also, if you have input, I want to hear your input because I have a concern about the way the community is moving. And I just want to make sure every concern is addressed. You know, the way that we operate as bullies, what we truly believe in is nobody being left behind. You know, nobody is left behind. If you're ever in my trade room, you know that before I sign off the trade room, I literally say, hey, is anybody in the red? Does anybody need another trade? Does anybody, is anybody losing money? Is everybody okay? I'm so serious about that. I believe that before you leave the trade room as a trading leader or as a trading mentor or as a trading coach, got to make sure everybody's in profit, you know? Because if you leave before they're in profit, then they didn't get what they came for that day. I believe that people trust me and they trade with me because they know I care about their P&Ls more than I care about my own. Um, so that's my thing. But let's step back out of the trade room, right? And let's just talk about a concept. And this is the concept that I've been going on and what I've been thinking about for the last couple weeks. And I think I'm going to probably end up, going a little bit deeper. But I think it's our job. Let's say it's our job. And what we're trying to do is build this concept. And the concept is a money machine. Yeah, can somebody type money machine for me? Somebody type money machine. Type money machine. Yeah, GQ Warren, I see you. Professional QP, Daily Grind Investor. What up? What up? Charity, I see you in here. Yeah. Mally 5, I see you in here. Yeah, type that, man. Type money machine. I see you, Omar 910, J Nicole, what's good? See, we all are trying to build this money. Thank you, April. Thank you so much. We're trying to build this money machine. Zay Sims, I see you. Daily Grind, I see you. Thompson, I see you. We're all trying to build. Regary, I see you. I love that. We're all trying to build this money machine. Why do we need a money machine? Because Publix costs, groceries and lights and energy and water and food and children and spouses and cars and houses and the upkeep of them all, the insuring of them all of this stuff costs money. So we are all trying to build a money machine. We raise our children and we send them to college because if they go to college, they'll get the tools in order to build their own little money machine. So, you build your money machine and help them get to a place where they can build their money machine. And we're all building these money machines in our lives. Some of our money machines involve being doctors or lawyers. Some of them involve being real estate agents, and maybe we're brokers. Maybe some of us work in healthcare, some of us in education. But there we are building our money machines. And I thought about it. A lot of educators and a lot of people in our community, a lot of even myself, we're challenging you and we're challenging your money machine every day. I was on live with Mr. Charles this past Saturday, and what we were talking about was the fact that we're asking people to invest 70% of their income and live off 30. We're asking people to invest money at very high rates. And that's cool. I think that's very cool. But I want to say that what everybody is teaching is your second machine. Everybody's teaching your second machine. Hear me out here. And if this makes sense to you, I'm watching the chat. I promise I'm watching the chat. Options investor in here. Christina in here. Her deal was good. Dr. Rochelle is in this thing. Smith Talib, I see you. Flex Yoga. Hey, everybody hit that airplane and share this, because the more opinions I have around this, the more opinions I have, the better it is, because we're gonna hash this out. We gotta hash it out. I think that what everybody is trying to educate you on is building your second machine, right? Because people are basically teaching you how to invest in a company, a CEO, or some sort of thing that you can then walk away from and either passively or not at all let that investment grow, so that at a later date you can then reap the reward, reap the profit. If that sounds about right, you know what I'm saying, just let me know if I'm on to something. What's up, E? Peace and blessings to you, brother. I see Just Daisy in here, Nigel Challenger in here. So good to see the family. Finance on Fleek is in this thing. Everybody's good. Now, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like we're teaching people how to work on their second machine. Because I asked Mr. Charles, I say, hey, Mr. Charles, you know, when you talk to people about investing, about how much money do most people have to invest? And he say about $500. Okay, $500 a month. That's about 6,000 a year. And we know that off that 6,000 a year, yes, it can grow, but that's way in the future. Way in the future. What it feels like to me is, if I can play with the knowledge that I acquire from that game with more money, then that game becomes extremely powerful. The problem that's holding back a lot of this community is that aren't able, thank you, Drake, we aren't able to play the game with so much money. Like, imagine if Mr. Charles, when he spoke to students and when he spoke to people, it was, oh yeah, Jay, people have $5,000 a month to invest or $50,000 a month to invest. Then those investments at 10, 12, 15, 20% start to make more annual sense for changing your lifestyle now, right? When I talk to most of my students, if I can give you a little bit of insight on what happens to me, when I talk to most of the people, everybody wants to change their life now. And nobody's really coming to me because they want to ensure that they're living happily after 60. Most people come to me because they need to learn how to change and shift their financial picture immediately. That's just that's what I've experienced. Hey, Jay, I'm down to my last da 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 money. And I know that I need a skill because I just got laid off of my da 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 job. And here I am because I got my wife and I got kids. And I don't know where the next money's coming from. And I need something. So I started thinking, man. And I started thinking. And this is nothing against any of my comrades in education. As you all know, I sat with Mr. Charles myself. He got me right. You know what I'm saying? I got with Trapper. I bought the course so that I can understand that part of the game. But when I look at that game, that game is a game that's afar off. That game does not become immediate unless you have a lot of money to put into it. Your options plays, your long-term investing plays. In order for that to start making monetary sense for your here and now, to change your immediate financial picture for your family, for your wife, for your children, for your mom, for everybody, for your last name, it's a little bit of ways off. Y'all hit that airplane for me again, and I need your help, because I'm reading all your comments. Trust me, I see what VHQ just said. Baby doll in this thing. Clint Adam, I see you. Third eye. Never blink, I see you. You know what I'm saying? On time logistics, I see you. Or more, I see you. Like, so I'm reading the comments because I'm in here with you. The idea that I think they are teaching is your second money machine. But most people need a first money machine. This money machine is, in my opinion, a machine that you build so that you can get the type of revenue for your life, so that you can get to a place where you can afford to live off of 30% of what you make and invest 70% of what you make. You can afford to live off of 30 and you can afford to invest 70 and not need it. What I asked Mr. Charles the other day on live, I say, man, we asking people to give up 30% of their income. I mean, give up 70% of their income and live off 30. If somebody make 50 bands, 40 bands a year, you know what I'm saying? We're literally asking them to live off $12,000 a year and invest $28,000 a year. The starting salary of a teacher is $35,000. Most college students upon graduations are getting jobs between $45,000 and $52,000. And you have to remember that they already have the debt of student loans around their necks. So we're talking about real life situation and real life people. I see you, E, down to 20, down to 20. But E, I love the fact that you said that. See, on time logistics, that's my man. That's my man, E, big bully. Great trader, great family man, man of God, a man of belief. He's down to living off of 20% of his income. But let me show you something that I started looking at, E. Dig this. You built your first money machine already. If you are a business person, an entrepreneur, or you have some talent that will pay you either passively or actively at least a salary of $100,000 to $150,000, you have built your first money machine. And E, you did that. You started a fantastic trucking company. You put the muscle in, you put the hustle in, you put the money up. You did what you had to do to build it up to a place where now what you can do is take your hands off the machine. You built up actively your first money machine where now passively, without your hands having to be on it every day, all the time, looking at it all the time, it can now render to you money. Your active money machine has become your passive money machine. And you can take the dividends from your passive money machine and now it can pay you so much that you can afford to invest 80% of what it pays you and live off of 20. That's a different thing. That's a money making machine. Exactly, Sterling, I see you. La Vie, I see you. That's a different place. We can't we can't ask the single mother of three who has her job that's paying her, let's just say $60,000 a year, three dependents. We can't necessarily say that that's her contextual situation. So she might only be able to invest the 500, the 300, the $600 a month because Johnny needs glasses, Jimmy's in swimming lessons, and little Sarah just became a cheerleader and she's the head of the student union. It's intense because now 60,000 coming in, taxes going out, three expensive children, way to house them, way to feed them, way to dress them, way to clothe them, way to ensure the whole picture. All of that becomes difficult. Now, this is what I'm thinking about when I'm by myself. Maybe I'm laying with Angelica and I'm thinking about, man, I'm teaching the bullies, I've been thinking about recently. And I'm going to tell you, can I be open with you? If I can be open with you, say, yo, Jay, you could be open. Somebody tell me that because I don't want to just talk like I'm crazy. But if I can be open with you, just, grant me the right to be open. If I can, just say, hey, Jay, it's cool. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait. If it's cool for me to be open, I'll be open. I'll be very okay. Jalisco, I see you. I see you. Thank you. Okay, Sally, I see you. What's good? Maybach Maj. Okay, cool. Draker. All right, be open. All right, I see you, VHQ. Thank you. Mr. C, what's good? What's good? Minnie, I see you. Nini, I see you. What's good? All right. Lamar, I see you. What's up, baby? What's up to the fam too? I don't fit in. I realized this weekend that I don't fit in. I don't fit in. I don't think I fit. I don't think I fit. I don't think that. I don't think that they know what to do with me. I don't think that it's easy to write an article about what it is I do. I don't think I fit. You know what I'm saying? When I speak to my comrades and when I speak to the people that are like me, they're they're so fixated and fascinated with these these companies and these CEOs and how much money is in reserves and businesses and whether or not they have a moat around them or not and all of these different things. And they're very concerned with 10 or 12% a year and calling out what might be the best investment over the next 2 years and 3 years. And here I am, just little old Jay with the bond bullies. You know what I'm saying? Here I am, my little 4, 5 followers on Instagram and my little fledgling course. And maybe, they don't really get what I am. They don't really know that the bullies are in the room every day making $1,500, $2,000, $2,700, $800 a day. Other people are teaching their students how to invest, and their students are making $900 a month. And I'm teaching my students how to trade, and my students are making $900 an hour, and it's a different game. It's a different game. They don't know what to do with this game of ours. They don't understand it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how a mother of 3 is still able to make $30,000 a day. Or they don't know how a father that's single that never traded before can make $40,000. Or they don't know how a business person that has a thriving business making plenty of money a year will still sit in their backyard by their lake and want to be a bond bully and trade. They don't get that. They don't understand. So when I start talking about what we do, they don't really know this. They don't know how to talk to me. I don't know about the XLKs and the XLYs and the MSFTs and the QQQs and I don't know about, I don't. I mean, I'm familiar with the language a bit, but you talking about your second machine to me. To me, I'm looking at you and I'm going, all right, well, you want the lady up the block who make 50 grand that got 4 kids to invest like you, and it's two different things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking to this lady about her second machine, bro. And you should be talking to her about her first machine. You ain't talked to her about her first machine yet. You haven't talked to her about her first machine yet. Humbly, 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 humbly. I appreciate my comrades in education. Ian, Mark, EYL, Wall Street Trapper, Imani, Mr. Charles, Tag. These the homies. And it's nothing but respect for what they provide to the community. My thing is, I'm like Master P. When I watch what P talking about, P said he wanted to create an end-to-end solution for his clients. And he wanted to create a business that created an end-to-end solution. What does that mean? We record the music, we produce the music, we write the music, we distribute the music, we sell the music, we collect the funds from the music, we put on the shows, we sell the hot dogs and the t-shirts at the shows. After we done with all of that, then we collect the money on that album and we do it all again. That's what P did. That's what the people did that inspired me. Dave Chappelle, Venus Williams. We're talking about people who stepped into what they did and created an end-to-end solution. And I'm thinking about my $45,000, $50,000 single dad couple that makes $75,000 together, the couple that just got married and they starting off with no kids, they fresh out of college. I'm thinking about them and I'm thinking, yo, does anybody know how much rent is these days? We really want people to invest 70% of their income. Do you know how much they charging for rent these days? Come on, man. What are we doing to these people? We have got to address the fact that there has to be a first money machine. There has to be a first. Oftentimes I say this, I say trading isn't the thing. Trading is the thing that gets you to the thing. I say that a lot. I say that a lot. I say that a lot, and I never realized that subconsciously. I always understand that trading was a skill. Trading is a skill that I'm teaching, but it's a skill that I possess. That no matter what, if I could sing, or if I could play, or if they book me, or if they don't book me for a gig, I'm not worried about that money for that music. Now, music is what I love. Don't get it twisted. It's what I love. I have a passion for it. Not only that, I'm really good. I'm better than the people you know. I'm really good at music. But I found that music is a terrible wife. Lovely girlfriend, terrible wife. I should not marry music because music will not respond to me the way that I want it to respond to me financially. It never would. I gave my life to it, I gave my all to it, and it just won't. I know people who can out rap some of the best rappers, and those people are home and broke. You know some of them too. You probably related to some of them. I know that. I know it. I know it. So we can't. I know in my life I couldn't trust music. Now, music was the first machine I wanted to build. I looked at that machine and I said, it's going to cost me too much to build this machine. And then by the time I build it, it won't be worth the build. So I pivoted from that machine and found this new skill called trading. Trading, then I looked at it and I said, man, I only have to really put in a little work on this and I can build a very good machine. Now, mind you, it is an active machine, but I know I'll always have this skill. Now, what I subconsciously did to myself was said, trading is not the thing, but it's the thing that'll let me do the thing I love to do. I love making music. I love playing music. I love singing it to people. I'll do it all the time if you allow me to. But it just wouldn't pay me the way I felt as though I wanted to be paid. So I needed a skill that would pay me. I needed a money machine that would allow me the ability to have the freedom to do what I love. Not only that, I needed a machine that was good enough to help me build my second machine. Hear me. Here's the equation. Here's the equation. If you want the equation, just I'm gonna stop talking your head off and make sure you hit that airplane and share this. We got 82 people on here. I really want to see 100 folks on here. Get your strangers, get your cousins, get your peoples. Tag somebody, tag another bully, or tag somebody, tag your cousin, tag somebody you don't know. Because we talking about how to get to the money now. Now we talking about how to get to the money. Now we're talking about how to get to the money. Tag somebody. Now, if you want just tell me that. Okay, just type equation if you want me to give you this equation that I'm working on, and we can talk about it, and you can let me know if it's true or not, or if it'll work or not. All right, type that and let me see. If it's okay, I will share it. If not, I get it. Sterling, I see you. Okay, Nigel, I see you. Equation. Okay, good. Okay, Nessie, I see you. Ines, okay, April, I see you. I'm seeing these same names coming back. Jalisco, I'm seeing these same names. Okay, Black, okay, that's a new time. Okay, Core, I see you now. I want y'all to lean into this now. Lean into this because I think that we're knocking at a door that we have the key to. And that just don't make sense. No man knocks on the door of his house if he have the key. We just use the key. It's just that nobody's telling you the key. And I think that I want to tell it to you. So here's the equation. Equation. Build your first money machine. Build it actively, right? This can come in the form of a business, a skill, a high dollar skill, a skill that you know people would pay you at least $150,000 a year to do. Build that first money machine. Build it. That's the first. That's the first thing you got to do. Then create a methodology or system inside of this money machine that lets you step away from it so that it operates without you. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, let's look at some examples. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is a writer, a playwright. He wrote the character Mudda. He did a whole lot of plays. He wrote and he acted and rehearsed and created songs and songs and songs, right? He did all of that until now he developed so much of that that he could step out because he could hire writers. He could hire people to write songs. He could hire other actors. He could do all of that. Now he could step away from that. You understand? What else does this look like? This looks like tax time. Okay, cool. Tonight we spoke with one of the foremost tax professionals in the nation. Miss Business, Shaquan Brooks, came and spoke to the bullies tonight. She's one of the foremost. But that's her. That's 4,000 people, 20,000 people, 100,000 people coming to her for business, and she would have to work on all of those different files if she does not create systems, methodologies to pull herself back out of it and let other people work on it. So the idea is to build up your first money machine. That money machine can come in the form of a business or a skill that can pay you at least $150,000 actively. And if the best situation is if you can turn this active money machine into a passive one so that you can step away. All right. That's the first part of the equation. Second part of the equation, you want to then take the money from that. This is what you do. Now you go to the second money machine. This money machine is a longer term, more passive, heavier money machine. It's heavier. It's not, I'm selling pies for $20 a pie in my neighborhood and my city. That's not this money machine. This money machine is after you sold you covered in flour, you covered in sugar, you covered in egg, but your your pie business, you making $200,000-$300,000 a year selling pies, and you got staff, 3 or 4 people in staff, and now they the ones taking all the pie orders, and you no longer really have to do that. Now you bought yourself a bookkeeper, and you got, you stepped away from that business. Now that pie business, maybe that pie business is paying you, $80,000 a year, and you don't have to work. That's money just coming. Now you take that money and you put it in something that you can invest in long. Now, what does that look like? Maybe you acquire another business. Maybe you buy real estate, buy it and hold it. Maybe you invest in long-term options. Maybe you invest in long-term for your retirement. This is that. You take that money from the second machine and now go have fun. Go live. What does fun and live mean? Maybe you're tricking off. Maybe you're going a couple vacations. I get it. Right? But bigger than that is this. Bigger than that is this. Bigger than that is this. Creating the systems by which the wealth is exchanged intergenerationally through cash flow banking strategies, through overfunded life insurance policies, through um, various legal entities, including trusts, etc., by incorporating your last name and running your family like a business with a proper board of directors. You understand? Now, what you have done is you have built a machine. That machine has become passively paying you, so you built a second machine. Both of these machines are now passively paying you, and you turn your family into a machine. That machine ensures that your great grandchildren and their great grandchildren no longer have to build any more machines. Do you feel me? Okay. Do you feel me? Now, this is why this is important. I don't even know if I'm leaving this up. Trading is not the thing. Trading is the thing that'll get you to the thing. If I can show you how to pick up an extra $500 a day, the business idea you have might cost you $40,000 to start up with. Well, if it's $40,000 to start up with, and I teach you how to make $500 a day, basically you got 80 days or so until you're able to do what you want to do, right? Even if you account for 20% losses and attrition and other costs, let's just say it's going to take you, I don't know, let's just say it'll take you 130 days. Now you take the income from the skill that you possess that you can use no matter what. and then you start the thing that is your thing. I'm an author, Jay. I'm a physician. I'm a pharmacist. I want my own pharmacy. I am a dentist and I want my own dentistry. I own one truck, Jay, and I want to own 20. I have one rental car facility, or in her case, 3 or 4, and I want 12 or 15. All of these things. So what we do is we use the skill of trading to accelerate the first money machine, and to always know that no matter the economic conditions or how the market responds to our specific money machines, that no matter what, we have a skill that's going to feed us, feed our family, house, clothe, ensure the whole picture. Right? Does that make sense to anybody? Is this making sense to anybody? Does this make it? If this makes sense to anybody, say, "Hey Jay, this makes sense. Hey, I get it. Hey, okay, this make somebody say facts. Somebody put 100. Okay. All right. All right. All right. You know, everybody cannot put away $17,000 a quarter. Everybody cannot put away $5,000 a quarter. According to people who I trust, if the average person has an extra $500 a month, then their quarterly reserve is $1,500. And that's hopefully if the car doesn't blow a tire, if the washing machine doesn't go out, or God forbid they have to visit the doctor's office. If everything goes right and nothing goes wrong, then you're talking about someone who has about $1,500 a quarter to invest in a play that won't yield for a while. And by the time it yields, it won't yield the way that maybe they had quantified. The responsibility as an educator is now on me, and the onus is on the community, every one of us, to educate people properly, properly, properly. We don't educate them the way we want to. We educate them in the way that they need to be educated. After all, communication does not count for the communicator. It only counts to the communicated to. And if I'm not saying something and you hearing something, then we definitely don't have communication. And if I'm not saying it properly so that you hear it properly, we still don't have communication. My job as a communicator is to get the idea out of my head, out of my mouth, and into your ear so that it lands on your heart. If I'm not doing that, I'm not communicating. And I love Aunt Banks. Aunt Banks says things can and will go wrong. There's a poem that says, when things go wrong, as they often do. Murphy's Law is called Murphy's Law because everybody knows Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, shawty, it's going to go wrong. Now, we trade and invest and build these money machines with the best of hopes. However, we do have to understand that we as traders don't trade for the upside. We trade to protect against the downside. We don't trade to make money. We trade not to lose it. I know you've heard me say that in the trade room plenty of times. How do we protect ourselves against the downside is the focus. That's the focus. Hear me good, man. I'm going to lean in for this. Somebody telling you that you got to live off of 30% of what you make. And if you look at your 30%, you know it ain't enough. You know that you need to go further back in the money-making machines. You got to go further back. You might need to build a machine before you build that one. And if trading is a thing that'll get you to the thing. Now this is me spiritually. This is me spiritually. Spiritually, I think that your greatest wealth is inside you. I don't think that your greatest wealth is in investing in other people. I believe your greatest wealth is investing in yourself. Jeff Bezos did not get rich investing in Amazon. He got rich investing in himself. Steve Jobs did not get rich investing in Apple. He got rich investing in himself. And I'm going to tell you, whether it's you make t-shirts or whether you do taxes, whether you teach little girls how to dance, whether you are a basketball coach, whatever it is you do professionally that is your God-given thing that you do, I believe personally that that's where your wealth, your greatest wealth lies. I believe that. I believe that as a trader, I was waning and blowing in the wind. But I find my greatest calling and passion is to be an educator. And that is where I find my joy. That is where I find my greatest peace and passion. So, hear me out. And I get it. If it offends, I'm sorry. Look here. I see you, Auntie. What up, Auntie CJ? Look here. I believe in you all, and I believe that your greatest wealth is not going to be found in the stock market. Your greatest wealth is going to be found inside of you and in your purpose. I do not believe that Oprah Winfrey would be as rich as she is investing in the stock market. I don't believe that Tyler Perry would be as rich as he is if he would have invested in the stock market. I don't believe that Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Jack Ma, and the list goes on and on. I don't believe that they would be doing the numbers that they were doing by investing in the stock market. No. I believe that what they were able to do was build their first money machine. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm purporting. And this is what I believe. They used the gift that they had in order to get their first money machine up and going. They used the proceeds from that money machine in order to build another money machine and get it up and going. And then they used the proceeds from that money machine and the first at the same time in order to ensure, if they're smart, that their grandkids and their grandkids' never have to build a money machine again. The man that created Standard Oil, Rockefeller, said, I make oil for the poor man, and I make it good, and I make it cheap. He did not make his money investing in Standard Oil. He made his money investing in himself. He kept his money by ensuring that he had the proper machinery, the proper systems in place in order to always keep it intergenerationally. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm suggesting to you is this. If you want to be able to invest 70% of your income, you have to figure out a way to live off 30, or you have to make sure 30 feels like 100. And if you want 30 to feel like 100, you need a skill that's going to pay you no matter what. And if you need a skill that's going to pay you no matter what and pay you now, my thing is, what I've seen in my life and what I've seen in the lives of so many other people that I've been able and blessed to help, this trading thing is kind of dope. It's kind of dope. It's just kind of dope. This trading thing is kind of dope. You want to start a cake business. You want to start a shoe company. You want to start a recording studio. You want to be the next big artist. You want to start a church. You want to start an after school program that can go international, that helps people do all sorts of things. Well, guess what you need to start with? Money today. If you try to start and take that money away from your second money machine you're building, you're going to hurt yourself. If you try and take it away from your family, you're going to hurt yourself. If you try and take it away from what you currently have going on, chances are you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage financially. What you need to do is find a way, and this is what I've been working on. Find a way to make 30% be 100%. Let's just say you make, I don't know, what's a good job? Everybody thinks $100,000 a year is a good job. So let's just choose $100,000 a year. Well, if you make $100,000 a year, you make roughly what, like $89,000 a month? Am I right? Are we somewhere around $8,900 a month or something like that, right? Is that about right? I hope I got my math right. Cool. I like that, Draco. Definitely make sure to budget. If you live off $89,000 a month, let's just say the mortgage goes, the car goes, the kids need help, everything else, you left with 2 racks. You own this job, but you know that God has more, life has more for you than that job. But there you are on the job, and auntie and mama and everybody proud of you because, man, you making good money. You got to pay some student loans. You got some other stuff you're taking care of. But there you are, making your money and doing good. Rave, I see you. Jelly, what's up, baby? I see you. You making good money. But it seems as though that you end up not being able to do what you know you should be doing. This is why you need a money machine. Your job is not a money machine, because it is active income, and there's never going to be a way for you to get paid on your job without going. So that won't work. But you need to use your job to build your money machine. What I found expedites things for me was trading. I could trade and play music, take care of my family, and set aside enough money so that I can do what I need to do in order to build a money machine. Once I build this money machine, the idea is to be able to step away from it. Once I step away from it and it's still paying me, now it is automated. This is when idiots would lay back and relax. Look, I'm rich. I have a business and I don't have to go and I can make money. That is not the thing that we do. We take those proceeds because now we have seed. This is the last thing I want to leave with y'all. I want to leave this with you. We don't eat orange seeds. We eat oranges. We don't eat watermelon seeds. We eat watermelons. You no longer can look at your income as fruit. You have to look at your income as seeds. You plant a seed to get a job. The job pays you. That is not fruit. That is seed. You take the seed to find another skill that can accelerate your exit from the job. You hear me? You use the seed from the job to get a skill that will let you exit the job. Now, here you are making the job's money without taking the job's time. You can make a day's worth of money in an hour. You use then the rest of that time in order to build this money machine. You're no longer coming home tired. You're no longer coming home from your job drained. Now you can make a day's worth of money that used to take you a day at your job, and now you can make it in an hour. You use the rest of the time to help you build the machine. You now work that machine. You build it up. Add staff, add employees, build that machine, work on that business. Hey, I worked my job until I was able to buy my t-shirt printing machine. Now I have one machine, and now I work my job and I fulfill my orders on my machine after my job. I go home and I'm tired as a dog. And I wake up and I do it again. And I'm building this little t-shirt thing of mine. This is what I say. And this is what I believe. That job We got to get you off of it as quickly as possible. So that way you can build your money machine as quickly as possible. Because the job, while it pays you well, it takes too much of your time. How many of us have been able to go on our job? I mean, you go on your job and you do everything you got to do that day, and it ain't even lunchtime yet. But if you leave, the man gonna say, or the lady gonna say, or your boss gonna say, you can't go. You gonna tell your boss, I did everything that you needed me to do today. Why can't I leave? Because they're making you exchange your time for money, not necessarily your task for money. Which is why you have all of these cool things like Upwork and Fiverr paying people on a task basis rather than a time basis. Because people are tired of entities and jobs wrapping up their time. They'd rather be paid by the task. So what we got to do is while you are building that second business, because let me tell you, if you go to your job and come home and bake pies, you're going to be dog tired, go to bed, and then you have to wake up every day and bake pies and go to work again. So it's going to work and doing what you're doing. Going to work and doing what you love to do. Going to work and doing what you love to do. Going to work take you too long. We got to get you out of there. We got to get you out of there. We got to get you out of the job. Because let me tell you, if you go, this is so crazy, bro. Just look at it. Look how they set it up. They set it up so you wake up and you have to be there at 9. And you have to stay there till 5. So if you have to be there at 9, then it is going to take you 45 minutes to get there. So you have to leave at 8:15. But if you leave at 8:15, you have to wake up early enough to get there, and it's because you got to get ready. So if you have to do that, then 8:15, you have to at least be up maybe 7:15, right? But if you're a parent, then you have to make sure you get the kids up. You have to drop everybody off to school. So then you have to leave your house maybe 6. You have to get up at 6:50 so you can make sure all the kids up. Everybody gets breakfast, and you leave your house because you have to drop off the kids. Now, if you drop off the kids too early, they make you pay for pre-care. So now, just to get there to your job on time, you have to pay for your kids to be able to be dropped off at school early. That's one bill already just to get to the job. When you get to the job, you have to stay until lunch. They let you go. Then you have to be back at a certain time or else they look at you sideways, and then you have to stay till 5. Now, when you get off at 5, you have to stress your way home. They call that rush hour. So if you leave at 5, maybe you don't get home till 6 or 6:15. Now you are tired from work, stressed out from traffic, and you arrive at your house. If it's you by yourself, maybe you feel like a glass of wine, maybe you feel like unwinding for a little while before it's time to do whatever you have to do that evening. If you're a parent, it's time to check homework, or it's time to pick up little Billy or little Johnny. And let me tell you, school got out at 3, so you're paying for aftercare, right? So you pick them up for aftercare. If you're a parent, you go home. Now you're home. You got to check homework. You got to be a psychologist for the kids. You have to break up kid fights. You have to do whatever you have to do as a parent, right? After you do that as a parent, right? You're on it. You get them fed. You get them clothed. You get all the papers signed. All the work is ready for the next day. All their folders are prepared. You get them in bed, right? Let's just say they're in bed at 9:30. By this time, you still haven't decompressed from work or traffic. So let's just say you decompress. You finally have your glass of wine, you listen, you chill, some music, maybe you talk to a friend or family. Maybe now it's 10:30. Let me ask you, you run your side business. How many t-shirt orders can you fulfill between 10:30 and the time for you to be tired again so you can wake up at 6:15 in the morning? How much how what are you going to do? How many t-shirt orders? How many cake orders? How many pages of your new book can you write? How many new lines of poetry can you compose? If you're a producer, how many beats can you make inside that time? Will they be coherent? Will they be good? Um, all of this, all of this, all of this. And then what they do is tell you to come back the next day and do it all again. Do it all again. Now let me tell you, if you're a baker, you can't rush a cake. If you write songs, you cannot rush a lyric. If you are a poet or if you're an author, you cannot rush a page of writing. Sterling, I see you. Jayhawk, I see you. Bahan Natural Bill, Taryn, I see you. I love y'all. I appreciate you. You cannot do that. It just won't work. So you end up in side hustle. What do they call this? When you're not quite in heaven, but you're not on earth anymore. Like that middle ground. Like you're in limbo. You know what I'm saying? You're in side hustle limbo. You cannot give 100% of yourself to your job, and you're not giving 100% of yourself to your business, and you're not giving 100% to your family. And man, this is life. How will you ever get to a place where you can live off 30% and invest 70? If purgatory, that's the name of it. Purgatory. How will you get out of purgatory and be building your second machine? Ain't no way, Jack. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I ain't got no wings. This presents to me a problem. This, for you, is the problem I wish to solve. I wish to solve the problem of Jay. I know trading isn't the thing. It's the thing that'll get me to the thing. And I need to get off this job. I need to be able to lean into my thing. I need the time freedom to do my thing. Aunt, you crazy. Listen, I love you. This equation that I've been working on, I plan on writing about. I plan on really delving into it. By design, I believe that the idea of the working class is poisonous. I think that we have to figure out a way to get off of working for someone else's idea. I think that if you don't figure out a way to get out of your job, technology is going to figure out a way to replace you or replace your job. When I was a kid, when we went through the toll plaza here in Miami on the Turnpike or on 836, on 826 or I-95, when you got to a certain place, you would have to slow down to pay the toll because you would have to pay the toll lady. The toll lady would take your money and give you change. You would say thank you, and then you can continue. What happened mysteriously is that all of the tolls and all of the toll ladies and all of the toll men were replaced with machines, and all those jobs vanished. The question you have to ask yourself is, how soon is it until your job vanishes? That's scary to ask. How soon is it until they won't need me anymore? Do you know that the only reason we have lawyers is because we don't have a blockchain? But imagine if there was an open ledger that could not be tampered with that can record everything. What does that mean to the city planner? What does that mean to the Secretary of State? What does that mean to the lawyer? What does that mean to anyone whose job it is to make sure that every deal is on the up and up? You think maybe they're working on trying to replace you? What does it mean if a car learns to drive itself? What does it mean if a truck learns to drive itself? What does that mean then for the tomatoes that come from one city or county into another state, city or county? Do we still need a driver at the wheel to take those tomatoes to the new grocery store? Or will that driver then be out of a job? We're living in weird times, people. Listen to me. This is sober, and it's sobering. I don't even like to say it, but the truth is, if I'm a business, the way that we've built businesses, we've built them to behave legally as bodies or entities. However, those entities or bodies do not have to respect anything except their shareholders. Listen to me good. Corporate law and corporate structure means that only thing that matters to a company is its shareholders. It does not have to care about the environment. It does not have to care about its employees. It does not have to care about any of those things. The only things it has to care about is its shareholders. If that company is not working towards keeping its shareholders happy, then that company will be destroyed. Other than that, free game. What does that mean, man? What does that mean? If you're in a place where you know that your job is on the bubble, just think about where we are. COVID taught every job, every business has learned that they can get the same sort of performance out of their employees without paying for an office space. Just think about that. Think about all of the retail and commercial and business office space in your city that is now laying dormant and will be because all of those jobs, all of those different businesses realize that they can still get the same amount of productivity out of their employees remotely. The landscape is changing. The landscape is changing. Now, here's the good part. What God made you to do, what he gave you to do, nobody can do it. Nobody. I'm sorry. Nobody. You'll never find another Allen Iverson. You'll never find another Draker. You'll never find another Sally. You'll just never find another Rave. You just won't find it. You just won't. I don't care how far you look. You'll never find another Dennis. You'll just never find another Auntie CJ. I'm sorry. You just can't. So the thing that God has given you that is uniquely you can never be replaced by a machine or by drought or by famine. Your special uniqueness is always going to be yours. However, that gift that God has given you has got to be cultivated and stirred. Yes, God made LeBron James tall and fast and athletic, but he had to go to practice and he had to dribble and he had to run, or else he would just be some tall dude that carried your mail. So don't think for 1 second that because the gift God has given to you and it's unique, that that's just enough. You're going to have the time to stir up that gift. That is the time that your job is stealing from you every day. That is the time that I want to give you back with the knowledge I have in my head. Do I believe that trading is an end-to-end solution for intergenerational wealth? No. What I believe trading does is give you the option of whether or not you wish to keep your job. What I believe trading does is let you fire your boss. What I believe trading does is give you the peace of mind to know that no matter what, your spouse, your children, your home, your car, the upkeep of it all, and the insuring of it all will be taken care of. And if that is taken care of in about an hour or so a day, that gives you the rest of the day to lean into making all the cakes you can make, to making all of the shirts you can make, to writing all of the books you can write, to writing all of the poetry that you can write, to writing plays and to developing magazines and to building apps and to coding and to all the other things that you want to develop and do and be. Because if you can do that, if you can find the thing that'll get you to the thing and take that thing and cultivate it, it's not like what'll happen is this. You'll find that by investing in yourself, it'll be the greatest investment that you'll ever make. It's the greatest investment you'll ever make. And that by investing in yourself, growing yourself, you'll find just the way Steve Jobs found, and Jeff Bezos found, and Jack Ma found, and Warren Buffett found, and Ray Dalio found, is that if you invest in yourself so much, what happens then is other people want to invest in you. Other people will pour money out of their own accounts into your account. I'm telling you that you can build that second. Let me, Dre, I love the way that you said that, man. You say, how about making beats? Man, I'm a beat maker, dog. KRKs, that's a Nord, that's a Les Paul guitar. I'm on my MacBook. That's I have a mic right there. I can't remember, a Neumann right there. Bro, I'm a that's what I do. Let me tell you, Dr. Dre, he's our guy. Musicians, if you're a musician, Quincy, there's only a few archetypes, man. Quincy Jones, Dr. Dre, if you're an artist, Rihanna, Beyonce, these people have broken the mold on what it means to do what they do. Man, our archetype, the greatest, if not one of the, if not the greatest, arguably producers to ever live and breathe, is Dre. Period. Shout out to the West. He was working on his first machine. He was building it. He was building his first machine, bro. And then what happened with him in Death Row? He realized that while building that first machine, he thought he was owning it and he was just a worker. He couldn't step away from it and it still pay him. So what did he do? He let what's Big Boy out of the West? This that said, if you want something in the videos, what's his name? Suge. He let Suge have his first machine. Suge kept the first machine. You can have the beats, you can have the masters, you can have all of that. You keep it. And he left because what he knew he had was the high dollar skill. He had a skill that he can make $150,000 a year doing what he do. If Dre put up a shingle and start making beats, it was enough people from around the world that would come to him and pay him for his beats. So Dre said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let him have the first machine. I thought I owned it, but I thought that I was building a machine. Little did I know I was just on another man's machine. I was working a job. So he let Suge have the first one, dog, and he started working on the second one. Him and Jimmy. This time, he's owning the machine. He's working in it, but he's owning it. He's working in it, but he's owning it. He's sending out music. He's working hard. Guess what he does next? He go get Battle Cat. He go get Needles. He go get all them dope West Coast presenters, West Coast producers. And now they work in his machine, dog. Now he can step away. Who wants a beat? Kanye West wants a Dre beat? Well, come on over. You know what I'm saying? Needles, Battle Cat, one of them guys work on a beat. He comes, listens to the beat, tweaks it a little bit. Now it's a Dre beat. And you know that because Danger Hands worked with Timbaland. So did Scott Storch. If you are in high demand as a producer, you can't keep up with the volume. And it's the same thing. If you're a producer, all you are is a barber, or a cake maker, or a tax professional. It's the same business. It's a self-employed. It's not I have a business, it's I own a job. Listen to me. It's I own a job. I'm a cake maker. Well, what happens when the whole world wants your cakes? You need more ovens, you need more flour, you need more sugar. What else you need? More people to stir the flour, stir the sugar. What you need? More boxes. That means you need more people putting cakes in boxes. You need more people wrapping boxes. That's all Dre did. That's all Timbaland did. That's all Swiss Beats did. They get a stable of producers around them, and the producers deal with the volume of demand. Now, today, a Dre beat costs you too much, man. It's going to cost you too much to get a Dre beat. So you'll go to someone like 808 Mafia. 808 Mafia, they got little homies that's going to produce for them. And they just listen to it at the end, switch a few things, and now it's an 808 beat. 40, all them guys, they do the same thing. So it is what it is. All of it is the same business. The idea, though, is as you're building your first money machine, it only works if you can step away. Now, what did Dre do? Since we talking about the music business, because I love the music business, right? This what Dre did. He got the other producers to work on the first product. The first product was beats. The whole time he got Jimmy. He's saying, Jimmy, we making good money off of this, but it ain't gonna last forever. If you in music, you know every 2.5 years the sound change. Everything was dope with Kanye and backpack rapping till it wasn't. And everything gonna be cool with this new kind of rapping till it won't be. Somebody coming with the new heat, with the new something, with the new flavor. So Dre knew that. Dre knew that the clock is on the wall beating against what I have. I need to be able to step away. What second machine can we build, Jimmy? Jimmy says, well, I got these guys and they have these headphones. Really? Tell me more, Jimmy. So here they are working on this second machine. This machine is called Beats by Dre. It's a headphone machine. If I can take what I am from the first, roll it into what I've got on the second, maybe then I could take what I got on the second and really do damage financially for myself, for my family, and for generations to come. So there's his second machine, Beats by Dre. And since Beats by Dre has come out, have you heard a beat from Dre? No. You know why? He don't gotta go back to his first machine no more. The second machine is producing enough dividends. Well, now he can do amazing things. If you have $1 billion, you don't care about an MPC 2000 XL. Who cares? You know what else? Rihanna, I can sing. Okay, well, build a machine off your singing. Work, 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 work. I'm building my first machine. Work, work, work. Ponder replay, Mr. DJ. She building the first machine. You see it? Man, she like, man, this game is not built for me. Every year is new girls trying to be the top girl. I gotta keep posing for people. Everybody want a piece of me. I'm tired of this first machine. I gotta figure out a way to step away. Makeup me, please. Fenty me, please. Fenty me, please. Second machine. Roll the first machine into the second machine. Now she can take the dividends from the second machine and really do some damage. Since she started with that Fenty machine, when the last time you heard a Rihanna record? Yeah, and look, and she got her because she was able to do the right deal. Her Mary J. Blige's mistakes became Rihanna's success. Somebody had to break the mold in that business style. Of course, there are subtleties and nuances per business, but the only reason she was able to step away is because she had the first machine built. That's the reason why we have stories like TLC, with their going platinum but not having enough money to do anything, because they thought they were building a machine when truthfully they were just employees in another man's machine. The idea for us, let's bring it all back. Let's bring it all back. Whatever business style you see, if you see someone accelerate themselves to that level, they've built two machines at least. And you won't be able to build your first machine until you can get out of someone else's machine. If you have a job, you are in someone else's machine, and you can forget about investing 70 and keeping 30. Forget about it. You can forget about having enough time to do what you are passionate about and what you're called to do. You can forget about it. You can forget about it. You can absolutely, positively, without a doubt, forget about it. What you need to do is acquire a skill that will give you the time freedom to do the thing that you know you can do. And do the thing that you know you can do with all of the passion you can find. If you make $50,000 a year, all you would have to do to fire your boss is make $200 a day. If you make $100,000 a year, all you would have to do is get in this market and make $400 a day. If you make $400 a day, you can tell your boss to leave your dreams alone, leave your aspirations alone, and give you the time to build your first money machine. When you build your first money machine with sweat and passion and love and grace and build it to scale and build it to size. Let me tell you, let me tell you, it could be a fast food restaurant. It could be a food truck. Let me tell you, McDonald's was built by a guy. Wendy's was built by a guy. These stores that we go to, Chipotle and Baskin Robbins and Publix and Whole Foods, these are just people's first machine. Microsoft was some guy's first machine. Apple was some guy's first machine, man. And you do not get rich investing in someone's machine because you just don't have enough money. If you could put $100,000 on an options play, you already there, bro. But if all you got to put on this options play is $150, you got to go back to your first machine. And if you can't work on your first machine full time, you need a skill that'll get you out of somebody else's machine and into your machine. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I don't got no wings. Check me out. Ain't no wings, bro. No wings. Ha! Microsoft, not vaccine assault. I'm telling you. Let me just tell you what's popping. I'm telling you. If you cannot live off 70% of your income, it's not because something's wrong with you. That's another thing I got to take my time and say, man. When you look at everybody else in the community, all of the cousins and all of the trappers and all of the bullies and all of the other people, if you can't live off of 30% of your income, it's not bad. It's not your fault. Nothing wrong with you. And it's not a reason to wonder, well, what they doing so that they could live like that. No. There's a simple equation. Somebody else's job gives you capital. That capital is not fruit. That capital is seed. That seed you plant in order to grow inside yourself enough skill to replace that income. When you replace that income, you tell them to give me my time back. Now you go to lunch when you want to. You get off when you want to. You don't fight traffic. You can take your children to school on time rather than early, and you can pick them up on time rather than late. Because now you have your time back. Now, listen, that money you making, that ain't fruit, that's seed. Now it's time for you to build your first machine. And I'm telling you, you build it like a dog. You build it. You build. You keep investing in yourself to learn how to build a machine. Oh man, I know how to make cake. I know how to make a taco. Man, people come into my house, they want my tacos. I need a taco truck. Okay, I gotta learn how to get a taco truck. I need to learn how to how to figure out how to make it. You gotta figure that machine out. Man, this taco truck, it's not enough. I need another truck. Okay, man, I got 5 trucks. This is killing me. I'm paying all this much. I just need a brick and mortar restaurant now. Okay, cool. Now you have a brick and mortar. Now, man, I got 1 restaurant. I need 5. I need 6. I need 7. Now you're building up that machine. Let me tell you another secret. The returns on that first machine, they're going to beat every options play you can make. Jesus Christ. They'll beat every options play you can make. They'll beat every bond trade you can take. They'll beat it. Jesus, they'll beat it. They'll beat it. But the problem will be this. You thought you was working hard when you was working for somebody else. Being an entrepreneur, you going to work like a dog. You going to go from 9 to 5 for somebody else to 24/7 for yourself. Man, you're going to trade a little. If you're a bully, you're going to trade a little bit. You're going to make yourself $1,000, $2,000 that day. You're going to start working. Oh, my world, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You're going to work hard as a dog. You're going to work like a dog all day long. Oh, man. Jesus. But it's good work. You know why? Because what you'll be able to do is once that machine is built up and you have the staff where it can be, you can step out and that machine will keep working for you. Now you got yourself something because you still got the skill that got you off your job and you still have now this first money machine. Now you get into a place like my man E said. You know what E said? you know what you know what E said? I see you VHQJ knows it because he's living it. Hard work trying to help us. I swear that's what I'm doing. I swear, V. You all in my business. It ain't it ain't rocket science. This what we doing. I got off my job. Man, do you know I'm not gonna be singing for nobody wedding no more? I'm not singing for the Weimer Leibowitz wedding. I'm not singing for the Jackson John's vow renewal. I'm not singing for Miss Williams' retirement party no more. Do you remember the 20? No, no, no. No, no, no. No. Girl, it's only you. Have it your way. No, no, not at no. 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 What? Man, I wish somebody would ask me to, do you remember? I wish somebody would ask me to sing at the event. No, I'm done with that. I got my time back. I got my time because I acquired a skill that can pay me and replace my job. Now I'm building a machine. The machine is an education machine. Why is this the machine I'm building? Because this is the one that fulfills me. I love seeing the bullies P&Ls. I get intoxicated with the idea of taking people from not knowing how to trade to successfully trading the market. I love it, dog. Ain't nothing you could do about it. I thought I loved standing center stage and it might seem crazy what I'm about to say. I thought I loved that. I thought I loved people, clamoring, oh, Jane, won't you love me? I thought I loved that. Man, you talking about what I love when the bullies sent me the fact they made 187.50. That they put up 250 today, that they put up 1300. You talking about love? I love that. And because this is my passion, this is where I'm deciding to build my first machine. Ideally, I'll be able to step out from this machine. I'll be able to step away. And all I want to do is to be able to help people while I'm in this machine. But if I'm thinking about it, because this is what God has been giving me, I swear, I've been thinking about it for like 3 weeks. And then he gave me the picture. And that is the picture I have. It is a person tied to their job, needing a skill to get off their job in less time so that they can work on the thing that they love. And once they do what they love with love, everybody else will respond to it and clamor to it because nobody in the world that we invest in got rich investing in that. They got rich investing in themselves. So investing in yourself will be the best investment. And then you take that money, even as greater seed and bigger seed, so that you can then do things that are passive. Look, Oprah loves talking. She loves her magazine. But if she don't have to, then she don't have to. So she don't. Guess what she'll do now? She'll make a platform so that other people have voices. That's what she'll do now. That's what Tyler did. All of these plays and mud that this and mud that. Man, the man went and bought a whole big old plot of land and built movie studios so that other people would have a place to let their voices be heard. He worked on his first machine so well that now he's got his second machine. And he'll take the money from that second machine in order to create wealth for himself and his family for generations to come. It is this, again, on a job need to get off. So you need a skill that can pay your way off. You use that skill to free your time. You take the extra time and do what you love with passion. If you do what you love with love, people will respond to it and clamor to it. With so much money, it'll drive you crazy. This building the first machine is hard work, difficult work, timely work. It is not going to be easy, but it will be rewarding work. It will be rewarding work. You'll build that machine so wonderfully and beautifully that you'll be able to step away from it and it can live without your ever needing presence on it. And guess what you do now? Build another. You build another. You build another. It can be tertiary. It can be a second. It can be a second vertical off the first one. You know, maybe first you build like Cheesecake Factory started with the lady who knew how to make pies. So she would make cheesecake in the morning, and all she did was make pies. She make pies, make pies. Do y'all know the story of Cheesecake Factory? Cheesecake Factory started out of Chicago because a lady could make pies. She would make cheesecake. So she made so much cheesecake for people that she opened up a breakfast shop. So she made cheesecake. It was open in the morning, and in the nighttime, you can come in the morning, get cake and pie, or you can come in at night and get dessert. She did that so much that it made sense that now, boom, she needs to have a restaurant that works all day. So she starts a cheesecake factory, which is why at every cheesecake factory you can see what they're making in the back. Because in the first cheesecake factory, you could see her making cheesecakes in the back. And then that one cheese, so she built her first machine and then built a secondary machine off the first one. And we all done ate at Cheesecake Factory. And the list goes on and on for people who have done that. Miss Smith's and her pies at your grocery store. Um, Eggland. Um, you all know the story of all these businesses. When you study all them stocks, all you're doing is studying the story of a business. All you're studying is the story of someone believing in themselves and betting on themselves. The guy who owns Chipotle did not get rich investing in Amazon. He got rich slinging burritos for Chipotle, his own stuff. I don't know how. So you do that. You do your first machine, you step away, now it's automated. You take the automated money, which is still seed, and you plant it back into a second vertical. You got one location, what's better than one? Two. You make one kind of pie, what's better than one kind of buy? Two. What's better? You know, you make one, you got one t-shirt machine, what's better than two? One, two. Go get another one. You got one truck, what's better than one truck? Two. Five, seven. Multiply. Right? Because what you're getting from your first machine is just seed. You build it and build it and build it. Now you can take that now, do your 70-30. Now you take your money from that and you go buy yourself 2 4 pieces of property. You go buy yourself 4 5 apartment buildings. Now you know you have a skill that can pay you no matter what. You have a business that has been built with love and it is ever growing. You don't have to manage it every day and it still pays you. And you have these other investments that grow with time. You take all that money and you consider it seed. Seed for who? Well, you know, for your great grandkids. You start becoming a bank for yourself. You start buying whole life policies that you can overfund and you start using it as a bank. When your children grow up and they want to buy their first house, they borrow it from the family. They don't have to go and do a dance for a bank so that they can have a credit score and they'll be able to buy a house. No, no, no. Just come back to mama. Come back to daddy. We got a cash machine over here. And if you need to borrow $40,000 in order to purchase this home, you can borrow it from the family. Don't worry about your credit. You need to get a car, you can get it because the family's got a bank. And you ensure intergenerational wealth. I'm going to tell you one thing, Rockefellers are still rich and you are still rich. You haven't heard of Standard Oil. You don't go to Standard Oil. You heard of BP and Amazon. What's the name? Amoco rather. And you heard of Racetrack and all these other people that got gas. Standard Oil don't have to make oil no more. He had made so much money off of Standard Oil, that money ain't leaving his family. Ain't a broke Rockefeller ever. The Hines family, the Hunts family, the people who own Coca-Cola. These people didn't get rich investing in QQQ. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's true. It's true. These people didn't get rich on XLY and XLK. Walmart, exactly. They didn't do that. They got rich investing in them. Are you crazy? You out your mind. You think you're gonna make the type of money you really want to make off of QQQ? No. You're going to make the type of money you want to make investing in you. That's the best stock symbol. You. Real moves. I like that. I see you, Ooj. I love you, dog. That's my friend Ujaru. He's an inspiration to me. I seen that man turn a purse, selling purses into a car, then turn one car into selling plenty cars, then turn selling plenty cars into selling houses, to selling plenty houses to turn it into a business where he takes people all over the world. And guess what he about to do next? If you only knew what he was going to do next. And we see it every day. LeBron James. He turned his ability to play basketball into a position in companies where he makes millions of dollars off the court. He don't you Gronkowski. He took Gronkowski from the Patriots, and he played for the Buccaneers now. He told you he ain't spent none of his NFL money yet. Look at all these companies, man. These companies, these people that own these companies, man, I'm going to get real on you now. These people that own these companies did not make a ton of money investing in options in QQQ. No hate, no shame, nothing to all of the people that educate on that. I stick with you and I stand with you. But what I'm telling you is that your greatest investment is you. Where you put that stuff is later down the wealth equation. That's later down the wealth equation. Later. You know how you get a $4 million options play? 17.5. That's what the man say. The man say you want $1 million options play, you got to start with 17.5. Everybody who can invest 17.5, who have $70,000 a year to not use for themselves or their family, raise your hand. I love you. I promise I love you. I promise I love you, but that ain't gonna happen. You know why? Your wealth is in you. So did you know it was asked of Rockefeller to allow his investing skills in school, but he said the country needed workers and not thinkers, so they took the investment out of learning schools. Go figure. OJ learned it, and OJ on Instagram, Jay the Trader is on Instagram Live telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The way the system was built, the way it was rigged, the way that we put our children in school and they respond to bells, and the way that we have school be the same amount of time as a common work hour, the way that they decided to build the industrial age, the way all this stuff was by design, bro. It's by design. And I'm not the architect. I'm not the architect. I'm the architect. Yup. Your wealth is in you. It's not in me. It's not in trading the bonds. It's not in trading stocks or trading options. How about that? What I'm different. So all them other people, they trying to teach you stuff so that you can make money. I'm trying to teach you something so you can be money. I am not shooting at the same baskets. Nah. I don't even think I'm playing the same game as them. And I love them. I love them all. But I'm different. The wealth equation that I see, as I pointed out here, does allow for that. Come on in, baby. Excuse me. Come on, baby. Hey, you okay? What are you doing to bullies? Yeah, I'm saying hi to the bullies. Say hi to the bullies. Hi, bullies. Okay. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll be done, okay? Okay. Give me a kiss. All right, go. Close the door. My sister. I see you, baby. Go close the door. Close the door. I'm coming out at 5. Can I have 5 minutes? I know you don't have the right for me to. I know you. I love your picture. I'll give it to you later, okay? Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me close the door. I've been thinking about this, y'all. I've really been thinking about this. I've been praying on it, and I think I got it. What people will need, Mr. Charles said, this is a mindset shift. People will need a fearless determination and the ability to bet on themselves. People will need the ability to believe in themselves. But I'm gonna tell you, man, whether it's Petco or Badcock or whether it's Levitt's or whether it's Rooms to Go, IKEA, whether it's Hertz or Avis or Enterprise, whether it's Bally's or Total Fitness or 24-hour fitness, it's some person standing behind some brand believing in themselves so much until you believe in them too, so much so that you'll give them your money. Carvel ice cream, Baskin Robbins, you know, it's that. It's that sort of thing. And that's where your wealth is. And now let's take money off the table now. Let's take money all the way off the table. And this is tough. Somebody put money off the table. Somebody put take off the table, take it off the table. The truth of it is you'll be happier being what you're supposed to be and it not all the way work out than you will be being something you're not supposed to be and it being successful. The truth is God designed birds to be birds. They cannot be fish. Now, they might want to get in the water. Heck, some birds can even go underneath. But at the end of the day, you are not a fish. You're a bird. So you have to be a bird. The weirdest thing in the world is trying to see a bear behave like a lion. It's so odd to see a man try to be a monkey. We have these fantastic stories like Tarzan and things like that. You've got to understand God made you to be you. He did not make you to be me. He did not make you to be anyone but you. And the thing about you is, if you take money off the table, you will be at more peace being you. And you are uniquely fashioned to be you. A bird is uniquely fashioned to fly. Have you ever seen a turtle try to be a bird? It just does not work. The shell is in the, yeah, come on, man. And the head coming out of the shell and no wings, you can't fly. So here you are, a baker trying to be an investor. You're a baker, bro. Go bake. Here you are, an attorney, and you're trying to be like a, I don't know, like an options guy. What? What? You won't have the fulfillment. You weren't fashioned to be that. Here you are, a doctor, and you should be a dance instructor. What you'll do is make a lot of money, and you'll be tired as a dog and frustrated by the time it's over. I don't want that for your life. What I want to do is teach you a skill, and I want to give you a skill that no matter what, you can be you. You can be you. I mean, learn everything. I mean, if you want to trade long term, if you want to invest long term, I believe that that has a place. I just don't think that it is in this part of the equation. I think that it's in the later parts of the equation. And Jayhawk, I hear you. People jump to what's hot. I just want people to jump to themselves, jump to you, jump to you, jump to you, invest in you. Listen, invest in you. Get off those people's job. long enough to invest in you. Your 2021 resolution should be, I'm going to find my first machine. I love what you said right there, one happy vegetarian. Learn everything, man. Because if you learn it, nobody can swindle you on it. If you learn a little about taxes, your tax man can't jump you. Learn a little bit about the law, your lawyer can't jump you. Learn a little bit about medicine, your doctor can't jump you. You know what I'm saying? Learn a little bit about it. But in 2021, it should just be about doing what you know you're supposed to do. If you are a poet, be a poet. Because Maya Angelou, we need another great American voice. Who will speak to our consciousness? Who will speak to the soul of if you are a comedian, dog, I need you to be a comedian. Dave Chappelle only has a few more sets before he's gonna step away from the lights, bro. And we need new voices to continue to propel this thing forward. I need it, my family need it, my daughters need it, their children need. We all need you. If you are a baker, dog, we need you to bake. If you fry chicken, bro, I need your chicken. I do. I do. I promise I do. But you'll never be able to get to what you're supposed to be doing while you building somebody else's machine. I'm Jason Sweeting. Everybody calls me Jay the Trader. I love to teach people how to get off of the job, how to get out of other people's machines so that they can build their own. I'd love to teach you. If you want to learn, holla at me. Clock on the wall says that's about all. I enjoyed y'all and had a ball, but boom, boom, skeet, skeet. That's it. I got to split. I love you. If you're a bully, go study. And if you're not a bully, do yourself a huge favor. Become one so we can start building that first machine. And we can start building that second machine. And we can build a legacy for our family and for our children for ages and ages to come. Mahalo.